tried to fight back, but they overpowered me.
Overpowered and beaten by a group of people in Denver.
I'm hurting. I feel like a truck hit me.
A 71-year-old man says he feels violated, and he's worried because his attackers are still out there.
I never thought it would happen to me. Never.
State election officials are preparing to work overtime this weekend.
I think the last time we've done a recount was over 20 years ago.
2 candidates provided the funding necessary for recounts. But do recounts ever make a difference?
They're really rare that they're overturned.
Plus, more than $1 billion up for grabs, and excitement's growing ahead of tonight's Mega Millions drawing.
I feel real good. I feel like I'm about to be the lucky winner.
And we begin tonight at 6 with our Denver 7 forecast in this video of a landspout near Buckley Air Force Base in Aurora. You likely received the emergency alert notification of a tornado warning near that part of Aurora. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us at 6. I'm Ann Trujillo.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Let's get right to our meteorologist, Stacey Donaldson. A lot calmer out there right now, Stacey.
That's right. We had a little excitement at around 4:30 this afternoon as these thunderstorms popped up on the east side of the metro. Now they have fallen apart quite quickly. So we still have thunderstorm activity from Elizabeth down south toward Castle Rock and into Colorado Springs. But we also have a few storm cells popping up here south of Greeley, moving down toward the airport once again. Heavier rain here from Castle Rock and Kiowa down toward Colorado Springs, as I mentioned, and also some rain up in the higher elevation. So we still have flash flood watches and a flood watch in effect for southern Colorado for the rest of tonight. Coming up, I'll let you know if we'll see any more rain here for the Denver Metro in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you. Within the past 45 minutes, Loveland police provided a detailed timeline of a double murder at a home yesterday afternoon. Police also revealed the ages of the 2 people shot and killed, 41 years old and 16 years old. Here's the timeline. Police say they received a call at 2:21 yesterday afternoon from a 12-year-old inside the house saying their mother had been shot. A 14-year-old also called 911 to report the shooting, and police arrived 4 minutes later. At the entry to the home, they found a 16-year-old who had been shot and the 14-year-old who called 911. And once inside, police also rescued a 5-year-old at the top of the stairs and a 2-year-old in the backyard. The 12-year-old who also called 911 was hiding in a bedroom closet. Unsure where the gunman was, SWAT officers searched the home, rescued that child, and found a 41-year-old woman dead. The suspect was not in the home, and his phone signal tracked to Erie. And at that time, a resident in Erie reported seeing a man carrying a long gun. And SWAT officers quickly arrived on scene and found him with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Denver 7 learned that suspect is 49-year-old Javier Acevedo. Right now, police have not identified the victims by name, just age, and we will continue pushing for answers.
A 71-year-old man beaten and robbed at a Denver gas station. That man says he was just no match for the group of men who attacked him. Denver 7's Patrick Perez spoke to the victim. Those who beat him tonight are still on the loose.
That man was doing something as simple as buying a pack of cigarettes. Now he's traumatized about what happened and wanting others to stay away from this area.
I have a cut inside my mouth where one of them punched me.
This 71-year-old man doesn't want us to show his face or use his name because he fears for his safety.
I never thought it would happen to me. Never.
It was Thursday morning, shortly before 5:30, when he stopped by the 7-Eleven on Colfax and Ogden on his way to work. He just wanted a pack of cigarettes, but a group nearby wanted more.
Tried to fight back, but they overpowered me.
The man says the group beat him up, went through his pockets, and robbed him.
Took my wallet, my keys, stripped me of everything, then stole my car. A brand new car.
His daughter says he bought the car just a few months ago, the first brand new car he's ever owned in his life.
I feel violated and I feel abused.
According to Denver police records, there have been at least 41 crimes reported at this 7-Eleven so far this year. That includes 5 robberies and 3 aggravated assaults. Nearby, 2 men were shot and killed back in January, and at the end of June, there were also several shootings.
There's troubled people.
What happened to the 71-year-old man is enough for him to never return again.
That's a place that they should shut down. Go extra 10, 15 minutes out of your way to get to a safe place to buy your goods.
If you saw what happened here yesterday morning, Denver police want to hear from you. Make sure you call them. In Denver, Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
The town of Superior has attained legal counsel to fight a temporary restraining order on its assault weapons ban. council is working pro bono, so this will cost the town nothing. Now, last week, a U.S. District Court judge in Denver put a stop to Superior's ban. Rocky Mountain gun owners challenged the ban, calling it unconstitutional. Town leaders say they will have their team present at a preliminary injunction hearing next Thursday.
A statewide recount will happen over the next week for Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters. She was running for Secretary of State against 2 other candidates, but placed second in the Republican primary. And she was one of 2 candidates who provided the funding necessary for a recount. As Denver 7's Megan Lopez found out, it will be tough to change the outcome of the election.
Normally in the Denver election headquarters, July is their slow time. This room where the ballots are counted is typically empty, but cart by cart, dozens of boxes holding primary ballots are being brought out of the vault to be recounted.
This is basically going to be a mini election. We have to call our staff in. We will run approximately 127,000 ballots back through our scanners.
It's rare to have a statewide recount.
I think the last time we've done a recount was over 20 years ago.
That time was back in 2000 when now Governor Jared Polis won a Board of Education seat by just 90 votes, triggering an automatic recount. Democrats wanted additional recounts and paid $11,000 for them. This time around, a much higher tab. Secretary of State candidate Tina Peters paid $256,000 for the recount. Where that money came from is unclear, since her last campaign finance report said she only had around $33,000 cash on hand. Peters placed second in the Secretary of State's race, losing by 88,579 votes.
They're really rare that they're overturned. The overturned ones are usually the automatic ones where they're really close.
So why do a recount? MSU political science professor Robert Proy says it's about looking for discrepancies in the results.
So if there's a couple of hundred votes here or there, see, that's proof that there's a problem with the election system. Again, none of those are true.
He expects to see some small changes, but not enough to overturn an election.
There's going to be some small discrepancies, there always are.
But he says recounts over distrust like this cost a lot more than money.
I think it's actually really dangerous. I mean, what you're doing is really sowing the seeds for mistrust in government. Once we have a sense that these aren't legitimate processes, then there's a whole lot of reasons for folks to work outside of the process, to work outside of the election system.
Nevertheless, clerks across the state are bringing in bipartisan judges and preparing for a recount.
We are very confident with our accuracy. We're very confident with our results.
Not expecting a difference in the results, but hoping this will put an end to any doubts.
If all we have to do is convince the losers that they've lost, once again, we will do that.
Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
And one state Senate district candidate will also get a recount. Linda Zamora Wilson challenged incumbent Paul Lundeen for Senate District 9 in Monument. She lost by more than 10,000 votes to Lundeen, and Wilson paid nearly $21,000 for that recount.
Recounts rarely ever change the outcome of a race. Nationwide data from fairvote.org found that of the more than 5,700 statewide elections over the past 20 years, 31 have completed statewide recounts, and only 3 races have been overturned. And today we asked Secretary of State Jenna Griswold about that.
It is very rare to have a discretionary recount on this scale, and it's very rare, frankly, to ever find that something, is incorrect with an election. Colorado's elections have been audited more than any states in the nation. We have the most, strongest audits in the country, and our elections always pass.
Under state statute, these recounts must be completed by next Thursday.
Starting Monday, all fares on RTD buses and trains will be free, and this will last for the entire month of August. The effort was made possible by a new bill passed this last legislative session, and the idea is to get more cars off the road to try and reduce pollution on the Front Range.
Well, somebody in Colorado could be a big winner tonight. The Mega Millions jackpot lottery drawing for tonight is $1.28 billion. The jackpot, look at this, it's so big, the lottery signs can't even display the correct amount. So the one, I think we showed you, yeah, that one stopped at 999 million. But we promise you the jackpot is 1.28 billion. And the jackpot has a cash payout of just $747.2 million.
Can't even say it. It's so much money. And today, lucky visitors to the King Soopers at 9th and Corona in Denver receive free Mega Millions jackpot tickets. The Colorado Lottery gave away 100 free tickets, and we caught up with some people who got a free ticket, and they say this is the last thing they expected as they went to get groceries.
Oh no, man, I was expecting to come get some yogurt and cheese and grapes, but I stumbled upon $1 million ticket.
I was surprised. I was really surprised. It was just like, here you go. Good luck. What a great Friday.
I hope a Coloradan wins. Tonight's drawing is at 9 o'clock our time, so there is still time to go out and buy a ticket. Good luck. Kids are ready to head back to school, but for some families, the school year can present challenges.
Families who are already impacted by a multitude of barriers, we know that was only compounded by the effects of COVID.
We look at the consequences kids and families can face for missing too many classes.
I'm meteorologist Stacey Donaldson. Flash flooding still an issue across parts of Colorado. Coming up, I'll let you know whether or not we'll see heavy rain in the Denver metro.
Plus, Broncos country can't get enough of Russell Wilson. What his move to Denver has done for jersey sales.